finally, and most interestingly, perhaps we moving on to the energy consumption that's associated with these different diets. And I guess what was really fascinating that came out of it was that with the vegan vegetarian mix, it was a significant energy consumption that's associated with these diets. So and specifically with the nuts. So what we found for almonds, for example, is that 1 kilogram of almond produced requires about 35 to 29 megajoules of energy. So mega. And then if you were to get, for example, based on our assumptions, about 25% or even 50% of your daily calorie needs from almonds, for example, that's going to be a lot of energy that you're demanding. And specifically, we compared to like the carnivore diet in terms of the kilojoules per year per person, it was way more, like a whole order of magnitude more, as you guys hopefully will put up with our numbers. But for the carnivore, we have 152,000 kilojoules per year per person, whereas for the vegan mix we have 1.3 million. So again, a whole order of magnitude difference. And that was kind of for me like the most surprising thing, which is again significantly higher for the vegan slash vegetarian diet compared to like the carnivore baseline, and also the chicken and vegetable baseline. I don't know. Like, what do you think about that, Elliot?
It's shocking. Yeah. It's really shocking. And what did we find out about where these different energy sources or energy demands are coming from? It was primarily from
the nutrients. So for the
fertilizer.
Exactly. So for example, for almonds, what we found was that it was really heavy in the energy demand because it's really heavy in its nutrient use. So nutrients being stuff like your ammonias, your phosphorus, so nitrogen's phosphorus, which is your fertilizer to help you grow your crop. And these are very energy intensive processes, and you really see that reflected in the values. So so if somebody tells you that the vegan / vegetarian diet is the best for the environment, like, I don't know, some of these numbers are really, for me, making me scratch my head and making me question those assumptions. So I don't know. It's very interesting.
But you have to take into consideration that a lot of the energy consumption is to do with the productions of nuts like almonds and hazelnuts. If you were to get rid of those, when you look at the other components of the diet, cabbage and other grains that we have, they're not as surprising. They are actually quite less energy intensive. But it comes to the question becomes, you're going to need some, or the argument could be made that you're going to need some protein dense, fat dense, plant-based products in your diet realistically. And where are you going to get those from if not from nuts?
Cheese.
Yeah, I mean,
but again, that's if you're vegetarian. If you're vegan, then I mean you're gonna be using nuts, I guess, right?
Yeah,
like nuts, potatoes. I don't know. It's I don't know. we're gonna have to do some more research on this one, but yeah, sorry, go on, Elliot.
No, I was just gonna say that it doesn't seem to be a free lunch in terms of creating anything that has a high protein, high calorie, high fat content. There's always going to be demands to create something that's dense.
Exactly. I guess, that's what really the lesson is, that, to get energy into a final product, whether it's a nut, a beef, a chicken, a beef, whatever, a cow, that takes energy input to get that energy output. So that's what really these numbers have highlighted for me. And you might be paying more you might be saving in terms of CO2 with one diet, but then you might be spending more in terms of your water consumption or your land consumption. So it's really kind of I don't know, kind of shows that maybe a well-balanced diet of just your basic vegetables, some chicken, that's kind of like, I don't know, from what I'm seeing, the best, not the best, but like it seems to be like the most reasonable, kind of like a balanced diet of your greens, your basic chicken protein, that kind of stuff, and you're good to go. I don't know.
Yeah. Having that diversity is not just good for your well-being in terms of getting different nutrients that you need, but maybe also for balancing out the entire footprint of your diet.
Variety is the spice of life.
Spice of life. Yeah, a good point. The other thing I want to highlight too, which I think we spoke about before, but is very important, is there is a lot of different practices out there when it comes to slaughtering animals, to raising animals, to growing vegetables. And these studies that we look at to get our values have had to look at a specific type of practice and derive their values. And so there are places out there that are doing it better than others, which results in lower values, and there's places out there that are doing worse than others. So there is a lot of
it's a heterogeneous field.
That's right. Yeah.
There's so much variation out there. This is not to say by any means that, this is the end all be all, our calculations, and we're definitely open to any suggestions that people might have. Again, if you're interested to see where we got some of our values from, feel free to email us. We'll have a contact page, a link down below. And